All right, I'll bring us together here. So, speaking very solemnly today, as there was a death in the family.
Oh.
Kentucky's 2024-2025 season was abruptly ended kind of quickly on Friday. Was that Friday?
It wasn't. We made it through a week in the tournament, and I think we showed up. But we didn't show up. And in about 2 minutes, made it pretty obvious that everyone was ready to go home.
Why a rival? Gosh, anybody but a rival. I'm Bill.
Yeah. And I unfortunately am Chase.
It's not that bad, bro.
All right, good.
And this is Wildcat Chat. Right. The end of 2025. I'll
bring it up.
I'll bring it up. Let's throw it to our esteemed colleague for one last time. Of the season.
Of the season.
Not ever.
I'm going. I'm only.
No, yeah. This is his last day. And he just found out. Right now.
All right. So because we've had such sadness recently between my boys and your boys, I just want to ask, what are you guys looking forward to for the rest of the year? What things do you have going on? Are there big things coming up?
Well, I'll start. The 2025-2026 UK basketball season.
Exciting.
Because that's all Kentucky fans are. Already getting portal news. I'm on OA watch. I've got his flight tracker up. Where's he going? Is he staying? For me, I'm a big golf guy, so I'm looking forward to the warmer weather, going out and golfing. Got a spring break trip planned.
Wait, where are you going for spring break?
I'm going to Orlando. So I'm going to Disney and Universal, which I've never been to Universal.
Well, you picked a good year to do it because of Epic opening. The lines are going to be insane.
It's going to be an epic trip. So, but golf this summer and get ready for football season with the Bengals. So what about you?
Inter-office little golf scramble.
Let's go.
That sounds like a blast. Oh, gosh. I'm a big Reds guy. Season just started, so I'm very excited about that. Very excited that from the office, it's just a nice little walking distance to go to games. So far, I would say they've played 90% well, but the 10% they've not played well means they're losing already, but it's fine. It's a long season. It's very different from UK. It's like when every loss, it's just like the Bengals season. Like every loss, because there's not many games, it's like, yes. And then when you have 162 games, you're just like, let's just make it to July. And you're like, how long is this season? Jeez Louise. My 1 year wedding anniversary is in a couple weeks.
Oh,
that's exciting.
My 20th year anniversary is in June, and I'll be in Paris.
Ooh.
So still adding things to the trip.
Why didn't you talk about your wife and 20th anniversary and go to Paris?
That's a couple months from now.
Golf, I think, is the only thing on the docket.
Bengals, golf.
Sarah's
somewhere in there.
Well, I just can't wait for Sarah to realize it's Paris, Kentucky, and not Paris.
Do not tell her. I hope she's not listening. Surprise! I got the nicest Hampton Inn we could find.
Yeah. It's like I took you to the Eiffel Tower, and you're like, this is just below a casino in Vegas, and you're like, I know, I love it here.
Oh my!
Goodness. No, that's summer. I got 2 different beach vacations.
Okay, a lot going on. Do you wear Kentucky stuff on vacation?
It's so weird. I usually wear it in the sport so I will have a lot of red, which is so funny because I
hate red because of Louisville.
But then I hate the Cubs as a Reds fan. So blue and red and blue, you gotta love it and then hate it. It's very strange. It's just a lot of reading on the beach.
Real quick baseball comment because I'm sad about basketball. So we're just gonna talk baseball the whole 30 minutes. Is that fine? All right. I don't know if I have 30 minutes of baseball in me.
I could fill time.
What's going on with the New York Yankees bat?
So,
is that allowed?
It's allowed.
It looks like an Iranian
It's one of those things where people actually tried it. The torpedo bat is what they actually tried it last year, but it just didn't cause any hubbub, so no one cared. And then in one weekend, the Yankees hit a bunch of home runs, and they're like, wow! But people have been trying it it's basically, to try to explain, if a bat's shaped like this, they just put more of the bat's weight here, like the shape in this area, because that's where a lot of people like to hit it.
So the bats are regulated by the weight
and ounce and length and all that stuff. So
got it. All right.
I'm sure that they'll find a way to say you can't do that. But
what's crazy is Aaron Judge has more home runs than Tennessee has Final Fours. Segue?
I think Matt McClain has more home runs than Final. I think Terry Francona had 12 home runs in his entire career, and that's
way more than Zakai Ziegler. And
guys, listen. I read a stat. We've been incorrect this whole time. They actually have 2 Final Four wins.
What?
In the NIT. So like they have 2 NIT Final Four wins.
Fall out of my chair.
Yeah, put it on
goodness.
the banner.
Sorry, Jess, I broke your chair in laughter, making fun of those volunteers. I watched the game in Vegas. I was there for a conference. I watched it at Caesar Sportsbook. That's a lie. I watched it at the Wynn Sportsbook. And as I walked out in sadness, I had UK. Everything was UK. Things you can see, things you can't see. Everything was UK. I walked by a random guy in like a nice suit because the Wynn's a very nice place. And like people are dressed up to the nines. And I'm like, oh, whatever. And the guy looks at me. He's like, hey. And I'm like, do I know you? And he goes like this. He goes, ha ha. And I'm like, peace.
Yep.
What? And he's like, Kentucky. And I walked away. And my partner Mark was like, he was saying Vols. And I'm like, that is the weirdest. Like, what? So I looked back and I was like, how many Final Fours you got? And he's like, 1 this year. And I was like, we'll see. Foreshadowing. And they don't.
You got to go now find him and be like, ha! And then you got to make
go like this.
A UK.
V's
like,
down.
V's down. No, so it was not fun. But
What wasn't fun? The game?
The game. But
Agony.
I was told I was a coward for thinking, like having the thought process of it being house money. Just playing past what we expected.
I had that too.
But
some friends be like, oh, since when do UK fans be okay with Sweet 16 appearances? Since 2019, bro.
Since the fact that we played every game this year with 0 returning minutes, every win we got that's house money.
Yeah.
Like,
very true.
The fact that we had these guys with 5th-year seniors that played for, with the COVID year I think Ziegler started in 21. How many, I looked.
Ziegler is actively drawing Social Security right now. I looked it up. Isn't that crazy? The IRS needs to get on that if they have anybody left.
Listen,
anyway,
I know he's down there. He's playing with Tom. Tom just just listen.
Didn't notice him in the dreads.
You can go back. You can go back to daycare in a second. Listen,
he's putting dreads on Tom Cruise.
He's doing his whole thing. He flipped off the UK logo when they played in Rep. He's talking all of his.
It's a number 2.
Okay,
that's how many Final Fours they have.
After the game, he was obviously the person that was getting interviewed. Yeah. And his words were,
what do you think, Sakai?
Yeah. He said, the first 2 games we played, we weren't playing Tennessee basketball. But tonight, we played Tennessee basketball.
Dumb.
And when we go to the Final Four, it's because we've played Tennessee basketball. And my thought process was, what is Tennessee basketball? You can't claim
I didn't hear that.
Legacy if you've never been, because I wanted to bring that up because I knew if you were in
I shot down
or something,
all I didn't watch any press conferences. I actually walked out. I swear I haven't missed a game all year. I walked out with 3 minutes to go. I don't want to watch it.
You didn't watch it?
Because I didn't want to see the team sad.
And
then people were sending me like Amari crying and Lamont grabbing. I'm like, no!
And
onions!
And Ziegler was being just the tool that he is.
Was he
with
making
Lamont,
fun of him?
with Lamont showing emotion. And of course, what happens at the end of and listen, we showed up flat. I think we'll find out more during the offseason. Amari Williams could not bend his knees. I do believe his back was way worse than expected. Lamont Butler's dad posted a post to everyone but towards his son saying like no one knows what you had to go through just to play.
Yeah.
So like that level of competitive drive is so cool, but you could tell that just like the energy wasn't there. They were flat. They couldn't get a single rebound. They actually, I think they were +2 in the second half. So they played them
in the
even.
rebounding.
No.
Oh,
just like
overall,
we actually gained 2 points on them in the second half. It was just like
that's
the first
hard
half
to
was
do.
so.
We were down 48 or something.
19 second chance points because they couldn't get a rebound. The threes were so bad. The bounces were just going everywhere, and it was just so happened to go right to people. It happens. I obviously wish, but this is what was cool. I'm talking, we joked about the family I watch these games with, and it has gone on for me since, I would say Cal. So I would say 2009 all the way through till now. I've never seen a more optimistic loss amongst people. They are usually
I was very angry.
I understand. I would tell you, like the last like couple of years, like I thought Super Wheeler needed to have like a bodyguard with how much they don't ever.
Let's not. No.
Cal's name. They were just so optimistic, and I just like that. I think that's the vibe. And
but when's that vibe end? Next year? What happens if we do this next year?
This is your first year that you could have returning players, but here's the issue. You have so many grad transfers for your first year that they have no eligibility left. They're like one and done. So I think he needs to formulate a team from the ground up. I think you have to give one school, like one player's tenure, one player's eligibility amount of years. So like from freshman to senior.
So a 4-year window.
4-year window. If you have enough people, if Owe comes back, I would say 2 years. But I would you want some of these guys
You
that
think
are already.
Kentucky's fan base will allow him to have a 4-year window
I think
of no Final Fours?
Calipari was Elite 8 loss, Final 4 loss, won it all, didn't make it. Championship game loss, Final 4 loss. Like, that's a lot in 6 years. I don't think we're going to hit that. Because,
easy.
Hey, no, what I'm saying is I think we're going to make the tournament all 6 years.
Listen, this is why I'm asking. I'm asking because I recently purchased a company with college graduate transfers coming into my team.
Yeah.
It's just, right, I got a whole new team. So how many years of playing with house money do I have? Just asking. Yeah, asking for a friend, which in this case, your friend is me. So follow the link below and let me know how long I have franchise partners.
No, I think we're
and I'm also like Mark Pope, balding. Or actually, he's bald.
No, I just think he shaves his head. He looks like he's got a nice line on it. I just think he likes to keep it short and sweet.
Do you think his girls are all good at basketball?
One's really good at dancing, so just needs to learn to dribble. Like
maybe she was.
All sports is choreography. So either dance, like it's amazing how much dance goes into, especially if you're a wide receiver and you're running routes. But that's a different sport, and I apologize. The concept of how much time Cal has. I wore this shirt because BBN is crazy. BBN has the expectations out the wazoo compared to any other team I've ever.
75% fans in Indianapolis on Friday, they said, was Kentucky.
We had home. It was basically
home court advantage. That place is I didn't dig into the stats, but they're saying that we just suck in Indianapolis.
0-2.
So,
That was the Wisconsin game, right?
Yeah. So let's just never play there again.
Let's not play in a football stadium for a basketball game.
154 registered refs. Don't look it up. I just made that number up.
Okay.
Do not Wikipedia me. Why did we have Doug Shows as our ref?
I think it was just like, hey, we have 2 SEC teams. Let's get some of the SEC refs. And it was just like, no.
Just
0-8.
I mean, the refs were definitely not why we lost.
No.
By any means.
No. But 0-8 the last 8 times.
Against Doug?
With Tennessee. 0-8.
Wow. How many were in the Final Four? Oh. They don't have any. I have to lean on something.
I get it. I
can lean on Zakai.
There you go. With him and the towel over his head as he's getting all emotional.
Sad.
It's just like you can't. The whole thing is if you talk, you got to walk the walk. And if you don't, you are going to get like. There's so many.
You have to walk the walk. Yeah.
My favorite thing on Sunday was just immediately going through all of Twitter and all these people just like, that's the only joke BBN has. The no Final Fours. It ends tonight.
Yeah. And it did not.
Have you seen? It's a meme-ified thing, but there's a poor guy, and he was in like a button-up. So it was just
wait. Poor as in like financially
just
poor?
Like, just like
you felt bad for him.
Bless his heart type thing. If you're from the South.
You could bless someone's heart financially poor.
It was like a half-court, like a halftime thing where like, you got to make the layup. You got to make the foul shot. And this guy could not make the layup. I don't know if you've seen this.
I did see this. Yeah.
So every time Tennessee has a chance to go to the Final Four, and there were so many videos like that. And it's vindictive. I'm petty.
Yeah.
We were already out, but guess what?
You still want to root against. So now we're rooting
funny.
against Duke actively, which they made a Final Four. I do want to tell you, so I was at the Reds game yesterday in town here in Cincinnati.
Nice.
How about that? The Reds. Go Reds. And I don't even know who half players are. I'm like, where's Friedel? And they're like, he always hurt. He's not playing. Healthy scratch. I'm like, it's game 3.
No,
bro.
it's the matchups. You don't want
no idea what that means.
Lefty against your.
And one guy was like throwing like underarm sideways.
And his twin brothers now with the Reds.
I don't know what that means either.
So identical.
Oh, he's on the team.
Yeah, identical twin brothers, but one throws right, one throws left, one throws. It's called submarine, and the other one
submarine. He throws it under the dirt and it comes out of the.
Sometimes they'll actually hit the dirt. It's
That's
Wild.
crazy. That's not
Wild.
fair. So does the dirt get in like the hitter's eyes?
Was this Karate Kid? You're like, oh. Well, what's the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme when they do it and he's like having to like,
Oh man, John Claude. That's a good throwback.
Glad you like that. All right.
Can't remember. Bloodsport.
Yep.
He's got the glass on the knuckles where he dips in there. Can you imagine punching somebody with glass on the knuckle? Okay. What I was trying to bring come back. What I was trying to bring up though is I was at the game or the Reds game and I was getting texts about the Tennessee game and a couple of my buddies were like, remember when we said the Houston Tennessee game was going to be the most painful game to watch because both teams play good defense? Tennessee had 8 points with like 6 minutes to go in the half. 8. Where in the HE double was that on Friday? 8 points?
They started 2 for 15, and it was just like, that'd have been nice to have on Friday.
Was that the gods of Big Blue Nation raining down on them?
No, I think the concept was when you make a game that's not the championship, your Super Bowl,
There's a letdown.
there's a hangover afterwards. Yeah.
Hangover. Well, what was there any positive takes from the game that you had?
Lamont Butler played his butt off.
He did. He played hard.
And that was indicative of everything that he's done this year.
Isn't it crazy when Amari Williams wants to score? He not only will score, but he can score at any point at any time. Why doesn't he do that all the time?
I think that back injury was worse than.
Yeah.
And then they had a stat right before the game that Kobe Brea shot 50% or more from 3 and made at least 3 in every tournament game, which was better. And again, until of course the actual last game of his career. It's like an Antonio Reeves situation, but that was
Kellen Grady.
But those where he missed. He just didn't even attempt that.
They were locked. They locked him up. They double teamed him a lot. They had a good game plan for him.
It's a bummer because we were at the home Tennessee game and it was Almanor, Perry, and
those guys didn't even play. Perry didn't touch. Yeah. How do you feel about Perry not touching the floor in the tournament?
With Butler healthy, I'm
Do you think if you're Travis, like let's imagine you're Travis Perry right now, so like a little better looking, a little better shooting. Are you happy with not playing in the tournament? Don't take that personally. Some people think you're better looking.
No.
Link below on our Patreon.
He's already said he's coming back. I think
he's not sad. He's okay.
I think he would obviously want to. Yeah. I think it should give him drive to. He's going to be the guy. Like you're going to have these local guys. Why would you want to leave? I know that.
Malachi Marino.
No.
Who won a state championship, by the way. He had 7 blocks in one game. The human eraser, we're going to call him. Just made it up.
And that's next year,
Make the shirts, print the shirts.
Yeah. Next year,
trademarked.
Right?
Next
He's
year.
one of our
royalties coming in on our Wildcat Chat shirts. The Kentucky eraser. So sponsored by. No, it's the who. I don't even know who owns the eraser company anymore. Elmer's? No, that's Clue.
I was going to say Big
Magic Eraser.
Who owns Eraser?
Sponsored by Magic Eraser. Bic. Bring it back. Where are we? Malachi Marino. That's Kentucky related.
No, yeah. So that's the guy's coming in.
Yeah, 7'1".
Oh.
Yeah, so good. We got Cam Williams coming in now. Did you see that? He announced Kentucky.
Tulane.
6'7".
Tulane,
yeah,
right?
Shooter. Scorer.
And they showed that I think they played Florida and he actually went off against Florida. So it's not like
it's playing
you always are like, okay, it's compared to the competition they're playing, but when they play big teams and they
like you didn't play against like Xavier or anything. You played against like good teams that.
How dare you?
He had to turn his mic on for that. He's like, oh no. Just kidding.
He's got the power. He's going to turn his mic on and then ours off, and then he's just going to
become a podcast very, very quickly.
I have no papers to crunch.
I was going to say at the very beginning. I was like, how sad. More?
Oh,
there you go.
That's Kentucky season. Getting thrown. So I do have to ask. All 4 1 seeds made the final
Second
four.
time ever. It's why my wife is winning my family bracket pool, and I'm in last place.
Every wife is winning the brackets.
Don't you know ball? And it's just like, well, yeah, that's why you're the one that's in the lead right now. Yep. The only time it ever happened was the year we didn't make it with Cal, 2013. And I saw Hansborough's big old face, 2013. Is
that dude still playing in the NBA?
I don't know. Okay. I made a joke about him and a Pacers fan.
Anthony Davis is.
A Pacers fan got real agitated about it, and I was just like, listen, I don't care about his NBA career. I'm just talking about how he always looked absolutely lost in Tennessee, just like as in North Carolina.
I'm going to pull it up, but there was a North Carolina player that was graduating in letters and numbers. I swear to God on my life, that's what it
Well,
said.
their football team was the reason. Do you remember that? The big scandal?
Oh yeah.
They like made up an African studies class, and like the football team never even showed up.
You don't think Bill Belichick's going to do that? He's going to be teaching them how to deflate balls in like the classroom. Footballs. So, who's your
Spygate?
Yeah.
On to Cincinnati.
Oh, there's
There
my
we go.
22-year-old girlfriend. I think she might be 23. I'm not sure.
That's the class. It's just like how to have a game.
How to have game. Have a
Within,
lot of
he
money.
wears all of his
And don't really care where she
championship
goes.
Rings, yeah.
He probably sees her once a week for the obligatory check-in. Hey, we're together. Take pictures.
So
What's your name again? So that leads me to ask you who's going to win the championship this year, and why is it not Duke?
well, please God, for the sake of a
Humanity.
couple free meals for my wife, Florida and Houston just have to make it. Florida has to win, or Florida and Houston just have to make it.
I don't think there's a world where Houston's beating Duke.
I didn't think there was a world that Alabama could
Lose by 20.
because they made 25 threes. Any given game, it's anyone's game.
I just don't think Houston can score enough to beat Duke. I think Duke's too powerful
We'll
on
see.
offense. Yeah, we will.
Why
they play the game.
But I want
And we're not playing the game.
I want Florida to win. I want the left side of the bracket to win because I want an SEC team to win after having 14 teams get in. I don't want it to be Auburn.
Oh, just got it. Call it. Because it's two SEC teams, they're going to move them. So Florida's now going to play Duke.
Oh,
Unofficial.
unofficial? Yeah. Make it more exciting. It should have been 3 or 4. The fact that no, it was the first week. The Elite Eight should have had 5 of 8 teams.
But it didn't, because we lost.
No, it's because Texas Tech decided to.
Arkansas.
Oh my gosh, Cal being Cal. I don't miss
But
it.
that's
I don't miss it. I don't miss it.
So BYU made it Sweet 16. That's a win of a season.
Win of the season.
Arkansas snuck into the tournament, got to the Sweet 16. That's a
Win.
win of a season. Kentucky, what were we ranked preseason? Were we ranked?
It was in the teens.
Okay. Made it Sweet 16. Beat some great teams throughout the regular
Amazing.
season. Injuries, I know. The injuries, the refs. Injuries were legit this year.
Injuries were legit.
Jackson Robinson, I said in episode 1, link below, somewhere down there, that he was the key of this season. And our key was on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was playing his best ball leading up to that wrist injury, which that's why it hurts even more. Well, I mean, it hurts
him or
wrist,
hurts us?
It hurts our hearts.
what hurts more, his wrist or Big Blue Nation?
Big Blue Nation.
Yeah. Sorry, Jackson.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Will he go to the so transition here?
Ooh.
Will any of these players go to the NBA?
No.
Where's Amari going to play? Back in Nottingham? Korea seems like random.
I don't know.
You're just randomizing it.
Seoul. That sounds. I could just see him.
His soul's playing in Korea, or he's playing in Seoul, Korea. SEOUL.
I think so. Look at you. Look at you.
That's E
No.
silent.
No, I wanted him to keep going because I wanted Weetabix to be like the #1 cereal in America, and I needed.
Did
to
you
try
buy a
it.
box?
No, I wanted to try it
I was
on
out
air.
of town. I went to a store. No,
it
I
was
didn't.
sold
Never
out. Once BBN got wind,
Gone.
Amazon's. They're like, we need to ship some more in. From
You people
England.
are crazy.
Yes, it is. This wheat, and it looked like the worst cereal. Like
We
I
talked
wanted-
about this. Look like shredded mini wheats. Same thing. No sugar. Love my sugar.
He didn't have enough of it apparently before that game.
So Mari's not going pro. Mari's going to Seoul.
I think Owe finds out that either his draft stock is not good enough or he won't get drafted.
and he comes
period,
back
and he
next
comes
year
back.
and puts the team on his back.
Please.
Yeah.
That's just willful. That's just like
Willful thinking.
like wishful.
Lamont's not
thinking.
going pro. What about Brea? Could he maybe
He's got
make
the
like
height? I honestly, he has the height, but
because NBA's all dunks or all threes. There's like they don't even like know how to shoot like a jump shot.
But here's
in the NBA.
here's what's going against him, but also going for him. He can't create his own shot.
correct.
But you can just skip to your shot.
In the NBA, they don't
Yes.
play defense.
And they don't.
They're not allowed. It's
You're not allowed to call
technical.
travel. Yeah.
Defense technical.
You can carry the ball however you want.
Did you
So-
see Jokic's pass the other day?
You mean the shot? The Euro
I saw the
step?
shot too.
Oh,
but
and
did you see his pass?
Yes. He's
Dude
amazing.
is crazy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even want to play basketball. He just wants to go ride horses back home.
Yeah, he's got
It's just
the farm.
crazy.
Yeah,
He doesn't even want to play. He's like, well, whatever. but look at my horses. It's like, dude,
He's great.
it's nuts. Not sure how we got there, but NBA.
NBA.
So transition again. We talked NBA.
Yep.
What's this team look like next year?
Well, we just found out this morning that Krisa is entering the transfer portal. I do believe returning players, your Mountain Mambas.
Yeah. Mambas, plural. Was Chandler in that? We putting him as a Mamba?
We'll do all three.
The Mormon Mamba?
Yeah, the trio.
Another shirt, TM.
We'll call them the SBF 70 trio because they look like they need as much help as possible in any direct sunlight.
Chandler definitely looks like Casper. Yes. Trent looks like he's 12. He's got like the red.
Trent, Travis, Kyle, they, with all these injuries, actually got decent playing time. And I think that will help them
progress.
coming back, especially if you have someone else who was on the court with them, which would be Owe. If Owe comes back, I think we are in
great shape,
exponentially better shape than if he leaves.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I think he's coming back.
I mean, I think with playing time, I think those guys are. Garrison, you think?
Oh yeah,
you think?
Yeah, he'll get better. He'll stay. Yeah. He has to stay because Amari's gone and so's Carr. So he's going to be able to play the 4.
He knows. Yeah.
We got to go get a bigger guy. We got to go get like a Baby Shaq or somebody.
What I heard on Twitter is if he stays, it won't scare off a big from also wanting to come.
Because he doesn't play like a big. Yeah. We need an Amari replica. Yeah. But preferably not running the point. We need like an actual point guard.
Yeah, and I think.
You think Perry's going to be that guy?
Maybe not this year. No. But I think we can go get one.
Yeah, from the portal.
Because from our signees already, we got a big guy, but don't we also have a guard? Or no?
We have Casper Johnson is coming, who's a guard. He's like Owe. So, which was fine. Owe, Brea, all those guys played well together. Robinson, it's fine.
I think Ziegler played a lot of D on Chandler in that game, and he did okay.
Yeah,
I think we'll have people that can bring it up the court. I just remember we talked about that. Travis Perry at one point had a turnover every 4 possessions, so like the 25%
That's
turnover.
more of the freshman.
I think so. I think
lights are too bright.
I think that'll come way down as it progresses. And then I'm excited. We just talked got a guy from Tulane earlier this week. Or it was late last week because it's Monday right now. There's that guy we really wanted from either North Dakota or South Dakota. He just went to South Carolina of all places.
There's some I'm
sure.
No, I just got some stuff in my fingers.
Okay.
Shenanigans.
Did you hear that the scuttlebutt that the Maryland vacancy that Alabama's coach is going to go there?
What? Alabama's coach? Why would he go to Maryland?
Somebody
likes terrapins.
Multiple people. This is
like turtles.
He's upset that all the NIL money is going to the football team.
That makes sense.
I think that's interesting because
that makes
the best
a lot
2
of
years
sense.
that program's ever had, and he's going to leave.
Good for him to use that as a cattle. I hate that guy. Never mind. Not good for him. He's like all happy after the game, by the way. They were showing him like hugging his family, and he was like super grinning. I'm like,
maybe that's why he knows he's going to go to Maryland.
I think that's a good. So let's think about this. Where could he go? It's not going to be Maryland. No chance.
No chance?
No. That's a downgrade. It is.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't thought enough.
Okay.
Carolina? Carolina had a bummer season. That's a blue blood. Carolina.
But that
breaking news.
But that's an in-house coach. Like they're going to give him a couple years, whatever his
Hubert
name
Davis
is.
is just awful. He's just not good. Anyway, John Shire is good. Pain to say it.
Kelvin's good, man. This is a Houston coach. Oh my gosh.
And he's not a day over 60, is he?
Dude, no, there's a lot of old coaches.
He is old. He like struggles to get to the bench. I'm like, bro, how are you winning? You don't even know what
I will say kudos to Houston's social media team for finding. I'm sure they've gotten this a lot, but a lot of people misspell his name on Twitter. Kelvin. And then they'll be like, yes, and then they're like, we'll give you that L that you forgot. And I was like, that is actually amazing. Because we know people from Tennessee can't spell anyway, so that's fine. Wow.
So to put a bow on this thing, overall for the year one, not for Wildcat Chat. Well, let's start there.
Yeah, we'll grade. Okay,
we'll grade Wildcat. I'll grade Wildcat Chat. It's a solid A+.
A+? Okay.
Your grade?
Well, if we're going on that curve, it's going to go up to an A+ for sure.
A++.
We're in
Boom.
that. We're going to like stars and check pluses and smiley faces as your grade.
I want
like,
the.
How do you feel?
I want the sticker that smells like
ooh,
smells like cherries. So hopefully we get that when we're
Okay.
done here when we check out before we get in our private jets.
Oh yeah.
And then how do you grade the season?
So I would definitely say this has been a blast, and it's helping me actually look critically at games. And I've spoken with the wife, and I'll be able to actually watch more next year.
No more wicked
important.
parties. What a wicked game we play.
She was actually there at the Wicked party, so I guess it is her
Well,
fault.
Bill, I regret to inform you there is a sequel to Wicked
Yeah.
coming out.
Trailer's coming out in a couple days. Yeah.
Cool. I'll be there to not watch it.
Oh, okay. Superman trailer's tomorrow. Though.
I will be there for that.
Yeah.
Masculine.
I said if you take pluses and minuses out of it, I would bump an A. I would say A minus if you wanted to get real technical.
I'm going B plus.
There was okay.
Yeah.
I say the quad one wins.
We're good.
These big come from behind wins, Gonzaga, Duke early in the season. I would put it full A to A plus if it wasn't for your Clemson games,
Ohio State, Georgia, Arkansas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, pig. Bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
Rounding it out.
But if you were to ask me after the Pope hiring, even after that press conference, even after his thing where he came out with the team and Rick Pitino gave this
the bus, that was so cool.
I still have been like, what was this team? Like looking at those guys, just the fact that no one had ever played together. I would never in my wildest dreams thought that we would get further than Cal's last 6 years. So I think the future looks bright. I think the fact that the day after the game, he had an in-house meeting with all of his coaches thinking about...
They were just drinking. They were very sad.
But he was probably
Wine.
drinking
wine.
Nah, he's like a Sprite Zero sugar. He's the meme. He's the frick around and find out guy. This is Mark Pope. He's all about business.
You guys want to come over and be sad and drink water together?
No,
Liquid death.
He in his conference, he said in his post game presser, he's like he felt that God brought the team together, and I was like, I respect that.
Yeah.
I think.
And then he brought them apart.
I'm sure the Pope would say that God brought the team together.
He did. He did say that.
I think that him specifically looking after guys with character and not just talent. I know that Cal would talk about that, but then, especially during Archie Goodwin's season, you just have these guys that would just and then Ashton Hagen's doing his Instagram reels with
actually good in
all the money and you're just like, what are you doing, kid? So I think the fact that they all weren't freshmen, having guys that already had their head on their shoulders.
That's the new era though we're in with this NIL stuff.
But now we need to have the eclectic mix. We're getting the first year of him actually getting recruits.
Yep, getting returning players
and NIL
and returning players.
And hopefully, if it's Owe,
he's going to return. He's going to return, or else that's the end of Wildcat Chat forever. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, so we'll be back next year with our coach, unlike some of us in this room.
Hey.
Whoa. Yikes.
Hey, we have a little Richard Pitino. So.
Yeah, little, that's right. How many Final Fours has he got? Same as Mark Pope? All right. Sorry.
That's fine.
I had to.
Yeah.
I like that hire by Xavier, though. So it's good.
I do.
Be fun.
I do.
All right. So that's going to put a bow on it for this year. Thank you for listening. Thanks for your time. And we'll see you with some updates. Probably do a couple off season with some updates.
We'll do it from the golf.
From the heart.
From the eighth hole. We'll just
yeah.
take a walk and talk.
Yeah. Walk and talk. Wear my UK polo. And then we'll follow back up in August with an update. So can't wait.
Excited.
It's like 6 months away. Coming
Glad
soon.
you didn't even look.
Yeah. Checking my watch. I'm Bill.
I'm Jay.
And that was Wildcat Chat.
With him having the name Richard, why don't they call him Rick and Dick Pitino? It just works so well.